Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek, and I got back from NGC some fun coins here that are Roman and medieval, and also the single longest submission of all time. It took almost 7 months to get these back, but having said that, what's fun is I'm accidentally learning on the job, which is something that happens quite a bit. First of all, I got to show you these coins. These are real popular. These first couple of coins are from a customer of mine. They were all together in this submission, and he had these Crusader coins that he wanted to get certified. He's putting coins aside for his grandkids, and the Crusader coins were on the list. They'll say Crusader dinar right on them. Bohemond the Third. Of course, I'd never know how to actually pronounce these names. But as long as you say it with confidence, you're good. And you can see the chain-mailed head of the Crusader on there, and that real funky writing. I always consider it to be real funky writing, and the real strong cross on the back. Pretty neat stuff. So he had a few of these that he sent off to get graded. They came back varying grades, like the extra fine one they called bent, but I'm not going to show you all of them. But pretty neat, though, as far as coins go. It's the type of thing where I know guys that don't collect certain areas, but then there'll be like one or two coins that they will collect. And so, for example, they might not collect medieval, but a Crusader coin might be on their list, right? They might not collect, Spanish coins, but maybe they want to buy a shipwreck coin, right? But next up are these pieces here, which are really bizarre. And by bizarre, I mean there's a lot of history there. They're not actually bizarre. So these, I had them slab with the Chi-Rho face up. So the Chi-Rho is the first two letters of Christ. It's the Christogram. It's the P and the X. And so I thought they'd look cool if they were forward. So I knew that I had two different rulers here, basically, because I knew one was going to be Magnetius, who, also don't know if I'm saying his name right or wrong, but he's this handsome-looking fellow here. Look at that, with all the hair. I mean, he kind of looks like, this is how I say Steve Lavin. He kind of looks like several basketball coaches from back in the day. But this other one here has Constantine on it, and you can kind of make out the lettering a little bit, and if you're familiar with Constantine. But then they both have the Chi-Rho on the back. So what happened was I accidentally learned a little bit of history here, because these coins here that have Constantine on one side but Chi-Rho on the other, the Chi-Rho was a side that was created by and for Magnentius. So this coin, this series of coins, it is hypothesized, and by hypothesized I mean I read several different things that actually had different opinions on really the history on these. So supposedly this was an uprising inside of an uprising. This Pomenius, who, after Magnentius had taken over areas of Trier and other areas from Constantine, apparently this gentleman here then had his own little mini uprising when he heard that Constantine was coming back, printed coins with Constantine's face on one side, but then kept the Chi-Rho on the back. So it's almost like what we would call a mule. And this happens sometimes when you've got old collections sitting around. I've literally had these Chi-Rho coins sitting around for probably better than a decade. They were just coins I really liked, and I was kind of holding on to just because of the Chi-Rho factor. And I thought they were really nice. I like the original patina on the coins. And, the designs are really strong and bold. It's just kind of fun. I like the originality of them. So I decided to get them graded, and here I accidentally learned that I've got something that's pretty scarce, because these, the Magnentius coins, I don't think are too expensive, $100 to $200 coins, but I think that these Pomenius coins are more like in the 250 to 350 range. Now that I'm looking at how they're trading. And one of the things that was nice that NGC did for me, which I asked, was they put the Cairo forward. And you know, sometimes when you request stuff like that, it doesn't happen, but I'm glad that they did. You can make out the CONS right there of Constantine. So that's a real nice portrait on that one. They called this one an AU. So one of the things that I find really interesting about these is just how, I wonder how many dies they sunk. Like how many different dies did you have? Because look at the wide variety of Kairos on this thing. I'm just trying to get a little better angle here. You can see some of them, like that X is like at 45 degree, you know, 90 degree angles of each other. And then this one's really like, we're going to go back to geometry. We have some acute angles. We have some obtuse angles. We have an obtuse host, all of those things. But I'm just looking at how wildly different the Kairos are on these things, where some of them are, you know, really narrow. And then also that A and W, that's the alpha and omega symbol on those, which is kind of cool. So anyway, a fun little group. It took 7 months almost to get them back, but undoubtedly it had something to do with something I probably did wrong. So, these guys here are lots of fun and pretty neat little history on an uprising that is uncertain as to, you know, the exact history of the coin. So I did have to read actual words to learn about the history. They did not have like a color by number edition for me to follow, so that also took a while. So, all right, guys, I'm Ben the Coin Geek. Thanks so much for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.